Hey folks, this is Justin from the Leonidas Knives and Gear channel, and I have a really neat product for review today. This is the Red-Eyed Hog tube of B-Fat. And this is a really neat product because there's so many uses for it, but what this is a tube of mixed beeswax and pork fat. And what this is, it is like a rust inhibitor. You can use it on to tone leather. You can maybe put it over a cotton ball, rub it on a cotton ball and start a fire with it. I've even heard you could use it as lip balm, but there are many different uses for the B-Fat. I've been using it on and off for over 2 years now. I found it mainly works for me as a rust inhibitor. I use it on my high carbon steel knives for use around my home and out camping. And what I do is I keep a tube of this in my knife maintenance kit at home, and then I keep a tube of this in my camping kit, and it's just a really compact little item to pack, made in the USA, and using resources that are normally just thrown away, like the pork fat. A lot of folks just throw that out after a meal. A lot of restaurants throw that out, and it's really neat to see that being reused. So here's a close-up look of the Red-Eyed Hog B-Fat in the tube, and kind of looks like an oversized stick of lip balm. Now, I personally have never used this as lip balm, but I've heard really good things that it does work well for that. And being an all organic, all natural type substance, I'm sure it would. Just haven't personally tried that yet. But yeah, the tube is just kind of very similar to like lip balm. You just pop the top. It has on the bottom here a twist, so you can raise or lower the level of the B-Fat in there. And you can see it's just kind of like a yellowish substance, being a mix of pork fat and beeswax. Yeah, like I said before, it is all organic, all natural, and it's a really great way to reuse materials like that, especially the pork fat, because a lot of folks just throw it out after a meal, or a lot of restaurants just throw it out, and this is the perfect way to reuse a resource like that. And what I use it for mainly is, what I'll do is I'll take a knife that I use outdoors a lot, like this slice steel bushcrafter, and it's a high carbon steel. And on a day like today, where it's really warm, it's over 80 degrees in North Alabama, I'll just take this tube, just kind of rub it on like chapstick on the uncoated portion of the blade. And then once I'm done, I just take my fingers and just kind of smooth it all out. And that's pretty much all you have to do. That is, for me, this is the main thing I use the B-Fat for. There are obviously other things you can use. I have used it as a leather toner. And you can also use it as a fire starter. You can rub a cotton ball down with it, but I haven't actually done that yet. But I have seen that it works very well. But me personally, this is the main thing I use this for on my outdoor knives. And this really is great because not only does it protect it, this is something you could use later. This knife you could use later to prepare food, and it's safe to use. There's some oils and other chemicals which you could put on your knife blade that would not be safe, but the B-Fat is. And like I said, that's one of the main things I use, is I just rub down my high carbon steel blades with it, and it keeps them protected. And then I just reapply when necessary. I do know in colder weather, the B-Fat will harden up. So that's why I have the Bic lighter out here, just as, an idea. If it's really too cold out and you're trying to use this stuff, I would probably just warm it up. I think it kind of gets like candle wax, and you can kind of smooth it out. But that's just something I've noticed. When it gets really cold out, this stuff, it gets kind of thick and hard to apply. But otherwise, it's really great stuff. We'll have a link to the description box for the folks over at the Red-Eyed Hog, their website. It'll be down there. You'll go check them out. This is just really awesome stuff. Highly recommend it. Like I said, I've been using it on and off for over 2 years now, and it's just one of those items that is really invaluable in certain situations. And there's really not a lot of stuff out there that you can compare to this in this kind of package. But it's just really neat stuff, and I can't recommend it enough. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you could comment, I'd love to read it, and I'll do my best to respond. And also, if you are new to the channel, please give me a subscribe. So thank you for your time.